Hi, my name's Scott C. Campbell, business and marketing strategy expert. Welcome to my video blog. These are just very quick videos. You can see no snazzy, fancy stuff, just me sitting in front of the camera, going through basically the marketing clinic part of my networking event. I run a networking event bi-weekly called the Dunmo Business Networking Event. And believe it or not, it's a business networking event held in Dunmo. So it took me ages to come up with that name. But anyway, so within that we do a marketing clinic session, because I used to run a marketing workshop and really I've taken sort of parts out of that and added it as part of the clinic. And this video is really for people that didn't get a chance to come to a networking event, and also the ones that did come to it. Just again, see my ugly face, explain it again, but just go review it again, because obviously if you come away from that event, you know, you don't really pick up, you might have missed a few bits and whatever, so it just gives you a chance to run over it again. But also, if you found it really valuable, then at least there's a video you can sort of share with your clients and other networking buddies as well. So the one that we went through, this last one, was how to get results from email marketing. And if you used to do email marketing sort of 3 or 4 years ago and it didn't work for you, I really recommend that you go back to having a relook again, because email marketing is going back up, and the reason why is because of the way people now reading their emails. A lot of people now read them through their iPhones, smartphones, their iPads. So if people are working, they're on the way to work, on the train, or their lunchtime, or on the way home, stuck in traffic. You see people going like this in their cars when they're setting traffic, going on with their phones. So people are reading their emails a lot more now, and the open rates, which is how many times people will open your email, are going up and up and up because of the amount of people that have got smartphones. And as you know, the people who've got smartphones, it's never away from them. You know, it's always within 7 foot of them at all times, even if it's that far. And most people don't even turn them off at night now. You know, so there you go. Probably don't. So the real opportunity for email marketing is increased now. But that's just not the end of it, if you like, and just say, well, I'm going to do email marketing, it's going to be right, I'm going to get results, blah 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 blah. You've really got to think about it, and you've really got to think about the end user here. And as I always try to with my clients, is put yourself in your customer's shoes, or your client's shoes, and how they're going to be reading that email. And the chances are, at the moment, that the majority of them are going to be reading them through their smartphones, through their iPads and their iPhones, because that's why the open rates have gone up in the first place. So you've really got to think about how to get results, how that person is reading your emails. And here's 4 tips for you then, really, to make sure that you're doing it the right way and getting results. Now the first one is actually be really specific about what the subject is in the subject line. Forget about this twaffle about it's got to be like 2 or 3 words in the subject line, and keep it as short as possible so people then go to email. It's wrong, it's the wrong way. If your subject line is really specific and someone reads it, because we don't want just someone opening your email, you want someone taking action when they open your email and actually reading what it is. So if you're really specific about what the subject is in the email, the chances are the person that reads that subject line and then opens the email, they're going to be a lot more responsive to actually reading the email rather than just deleting it or just scrolling through it and then going on to someone else, because they've you know, there's something that's caught their attraction in the actual subject line. So if you're really specific, then they'll open it. And if you've got 10% people, if you've got an open rate of only 10%, but then 10% are really interested and actually read your email and take action, then that's far better than having 50% open rate, where people then just scroll through and go, what the hell's all this, and just delete it. So to think about that, be really specific on your subject lines. And actually, statistics show that if it's between sort of kind of 10 and 20 words, actually, even though that you might think that's a really long subject line, that actually gets better results, because it's really specific, see, and people that open it are taking action. And also, don't get stuck into this thing about the big percentage about open rates, because it's more important about how many people actually take action reading email rather than the actual initial open rate. Yes, we need to get the numbers open your email in the first place, but you can do that through a subject line and then get people to take action. So the second point, so the first one then was keep your subject lines really specific. Second point is try and keep your email as short as possible. Why? Because people are reading it mostly on an iPhone or a smartphone, and then the other percentage on an iPad. So if you think of the screen size on your phone that you're using right now, if it's a smartphone, you don't want to be, you know, a really long email. That would just, people just get bored of that straight away and just switch off. So you're getting that, they just literally go boom, 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 not really read it. So if it's nice and short as possible as you can be, the better results you're going to get from it. And now the third one is, if you've got a link in your email for them to click through to, you need to have that link every 5th line, and that is literally as a minimum. And the reason why, again, people using their phones, they're scrolling up. If they've scrolled up, if the link is right to the bottom, there's a chance they might not scroll all the way down to the bottom to get that link. And consequently, if your link's at the top, there's a good chance that once they've gone past it and read the rest of the email, they won't go back up to find the link. So by having that link every 5th line, you're kind of guaranteeing that whenever if they do decide they're going to take action and click on that link, it's going to be there, it's going to be visible. So you're making it easy for the person, your potential client and your potential customer, just to click on the link because it's there. You know, and that's what people want now. I want it here, I want it now, and I want it quickly. So you're just giving them every reason. So a maximum the minimum every 5th line, have the link. And I said this in the networking event, something that I recommend, I do a lot with my email marketing is, and you'll probably know who my clients are if you've seen emails like this, because I recommend they do it as well, obviously. That that even you've got the subject line, and then when they open it, you'll have like, you know, dear Johnny, you know, and then you'll almost have the subject line repeated, and then have actually a link straight away saying, not got time to read the email, go straight to the website, something like that. And you'll be amazed how many times people do actually then go and click on it. So that's the third one. Just have that link every 5th line, so it's always visible. Now the fourth one, again, is think about where you are actually sending the person once they click on the link. And again, if they're using a smartphone or a phone, if it's to do with say it's a subject about a workshop that you're running, and you send them to your home page, you know, the link, so they've read the subject line, they're totally engaged, they've clicked on the link, which they found easily, it then takes them to a home page of your website. And then they've got to find the actual workshop click, you know, to find where that is and go on to it. You're relying on them finding that link for starters. And you might look at it and think, well, it's easy, it's right there, it says workshop. It's easy for you because you put it there and it's your website, and you probably look at it quite a few times a day. Okay, if someone's seeing it for the very first time, they think, well, I can't be bothered, it's not what I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to go straight to the page of the website. So they just switch off and they get bored and they go on to something else and look at another tweet or a text that's come in of a tweet. Okay, so you have to, if it's for a workshop, you know, make sure that that link goes directly to the page where the details of the workshop are. Now, if someone really wants to, you know, get, you know, attracted, they will go and find your homepage. They'll go to your About Me page, and they'll go and find out more about you. But initially, to get that attraction, you need them to go directly to the page which you're talking about. And if it's not on your homepage, it needs to go directly there. And that's pretty important because, you, again, as well, beating the spam filters, you know, a lot of emails go into spam filters. But if your subject line is really specific, the email content, the body of the email is related to the subject line, and then the link that it's going to is related to the subject line and the body, it's not going to go into someone's spam folder because it's totally related. And Google and Hotmail, they're all very clever about picking out that if you sort of kind of put something in the subject line to trick someone to open an email, and then a link to try and trick someone to click in a link, and then it goes to something completely separate, that will go straight into the spam folder. Okay, so be really specific. So if it's about a workshop, so if it's a workshop about knitting, then all you do subject line, new workshop, you know, knitting workshop available this Thursday. In your email, you just say we've got a knitting workshop that's going to be running this Thursday. Here's the link. They're going to click on the link. They go directly to the booking page of the workshop, which gives them the summary and then how to book it. And you're making it as easy as for someone as possible to take action. And that's how you get results from email. So Subject line, really specific. That's your first one, okay? Second one is keep the email as short as possible. Third one, make sure that link is every fifth line. If it is a longer email, make sure it's on every fifth line at a minimum. And the fourth one is think about where you're sending them. Send them directly to what you're talking about. If it's not on your home page, send them directly to that page. And that will get you results in your email. So, look forward to you next time. If you, there's a little, there will be a little box probably to that way or that way on the website. And you'll be able to subscribe to getting updates. So when I do these updates every 2 weeks, and I might throw one in now and then as well, then you'll get them straight to your inbox. And thank you very much for watching my ugly mug talk to you about email marketing.